Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe where we're playing Phi Apophasis, a supers game in GURPS 4th edition. I'm Luke the GM and we've got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Violet. Uh, I guess reluctant hero
We've
slash potential spy.
potential spy, we'll see. We've got Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin. I play Nick Tractor, uh, well, he is the spy, and he can also turn into a demon.
That's pretty cool. We've got James.
Hey, I am James. I play Secret Debedeka, and she is leading a resistance cell.
Yes, she is.
It's a kind of spy.
It is a kind of spy, like battle spy, but yeah. We've got CD.
Hi, I'm CD. I play Elton. I'm ready to do sniping and accounting.
What about spying?
I don't do as much as that. I mostly smuggle.
I feel like you could make a great spy plane if you took an oxygen tank.
Smuggling is definitely a spy skill set.
Oh yeah, smuggling's total spy activity. What you on about? That's spy shit right there. And we've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Ibra. I'm playing Piotr, a not spy bear.
Fair enough. Well, previously, you went out on the streets to kick some butt of some drone robo soldiers. And kick butt you did. And go home with dead robo soldiers you did. What so the nerds can investigate what makes them tick and whatnot. They were quite radioactive. I do not forgot about this. So, let me get to injuries, illness, fatigue, hazards, radiation hazards. Now, Sigrid, how fast do you heal radiation?
Sigrid heals radiation rapidly.
1 a second?
I'm going to have to actually open a book. I am sorry.
Nerd.
Radiation doesn't come up very often.
It really doesn't.
It does not.
If it does,
I-
you're doing
I
something
was-
very wrong.
I was actually on the fence about not taking the
Yeah.
ability to heal radiation.
James
I
sent
am
me a
now-
DM. Like, do I really need it? Because it didn't come up last game. And I was like, I don't know. Do you want to be protected from radiation? But yeah, it's come up already.
Well, after the last game where it came up a couple of times, I was like, I don't know, maybe it'll come up this time.
So heals radiation recovers at 10 times the rate at which you heal missing HP.
Wow.
Okay, so I heal 30 HP or I'm sorry, 3 HP a second.
30 radiation a second. And Violet,
So 30 radiation a
likewise,
second.
10 radiation every 12 hours.
Yeah. Oh shit! I should turn that off.
Give me a straight HT roll from Violet, please. Yeah, you're fine. You don't even get radiation burns, from what I can see.
Not even
That's
a
good.
sunburn.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah, neither of those characters have issues with sunburns.
Yeah, I actually like the idea that like Sigrid will never have a tan.
She really kind of wants one, like occasionally,
Oh,
like
yeah.
dabbles
Yeah,
with
there's all
like
these-
the spray on stuff.
Yeah, there's all these sexy hard bodies with these like beautifully carameled skin, and you're like, I want that. But no, I look like goth.
If you want to make it really terrible, maybe the healing thing didn't kick in until like puberty. So she started with the tan line?
No.
All right.
No. No.
No.
Only because she wouldn't have a tan line, because when she was that young, she was still living in Norway.
Iceland or
Right. There are
Norway.
no tans up there.
Like,
Pasties.
in the
Pale
wintertime,
faces.
everything is covered up. Quite literally everything. And in the summertime, it just mostly rains.
That sun comes out in a couple of days. Definitely not enough to get a tan. Roll HT -3, please, Sigrid.
Okay. Does this... can I add levels of hard to subdue or high pain threshold?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay. Just double checking. Failure by 1.
It's not the worst thing in the world to fail. Might make you feel drunk.
Okay, so you definitely notice some effects. Because of the way you heal radiation, you're not going to get the nasty stuff. What would have happened here is all your hair would have fallen out. If you weren't Sigrid, all your hair would have fallen out. You'd have been very ill, and you'd have been covered in radiation burns for like a few weeks, probably.
So for Sigrid hopped out of the truck, she had no hair, and then like 3 minutes later, she
It
just looked like Sigrid again.
it normally takes a week for your hair to fall out, so instead, I'm pretty sure you jumped out covered in like bubbling radiation burns that were healing as you had them.
Okay.
And it was kind of painful as you jumped out back of that truck. I think you lost your high pain threshold.
Ooh.
When you brush your hair tomorrow, like hair will come out, which
Yeah.
never happens.
Yep, you're gonna clog the shower with a bunch of ginger hairs, and that has never happened before.
But it's probably like her hair probably looks like uber super thick right now because the new hair is just popping out.
Exactly.
Anyhow, enough dwelling on that.
Weird.
Yeah. Shall we
And
game?
just a quick one for Fen. Oh, look at him nailing it. What's Fen's HT?
Good boy.
High.
Yeah, it is. Fen, your HT.
16.
It's a crit! Fen got a crit on his HT roll and suffered no ill effects, even though he took like nearly 20 rads, GURPS rads.
Was carrying it around in his mouth. He's fine.
Sigrid, for the record, you took just over 100 rads.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, actually, everyone had their hands on that thing briefly, didn't they? So I will. Well, not everyone, but I will
Not
need a
me.
roll from. Yeah, not you. Piotr and Nick, please.
HT?
Yes, HT straight up, please. You took.
I don't think Nick touched it.
The demon touched it. That's kind of different, maybe. Piotr, you suffer no ill effects.
Oh, I did help lift him into the car, didn't I? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay.
I think you're fine. Look at that HT. 19! There's modifiers there, right?
I mean, there's extra health.
We need to have this conversation again.
Luke is offended by
I am
overly high stats.
Yeah, I'm offended. Well, not strength. You can take strength up to like 700, and I'll blink a couple of times. But health over 18 offends me. It's just something in my soul that gets so offended by it.
I don't understand it. Like, other than my Munchkin self.
No, you don't understand the HT over 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, I will fix that.
You don't have to, but it's 10 free points if you do. Is my view.
Well, it's not free, but
Worth it. Imo. Alright, so,
Take fit and flexible instead.
this is a US occupied island. It's not a nice place, really, unless you can blend in. There's still plenty you could do underground. You just don't get to go above ground very often, I don't think. Unless you're willing to hide out in the woods and have a good escape plan ready. Unless you're people like Nick Tractor and Violet, and even Sigrid if she puts a big hat and sunglasses on. And Elton if he puts a big cloak on, or flies really fast out of a sewer. Piotr, you could probably just get naked and swim around and pretend to be a bear and hope no one really spots you until you've done.
Sure. So, does he really need to get naked, or he could just swim and just be trying to stay out of sight?
I suppose, yeah, you could wear swimming trunks if you wanted.
He can hold his breath pretty long, probably.
Yeah.
So just get to the water and dive.
Okay, there are more uses to HT.
I
Breast.
do have good swimming.
Breath holdings.
Yeah, I think I took it for running and jumping.
If it affects the distance you can run and jump and things like that, then I'll let you put it back up.
I think it affects the length of time that I can run, but we can discuss offline.
Yeah, alright. Well, long and short it is, you've got a bit of downtime, but there are things you're planning on doing. Presumably you don't want your island to be occupied forever. Or, presumably you've given up on ever having a chance of liberating it.
Nick hasn't.
Or, you've settled into the fun idea of endless warfare.
I mean, Sigurd wants to win the war.
An opportunity's just maybe not presented itself yet.
Yeah, like, she's just waiting for the opportunity that,
Doesn't get a
An
load
actual-
of people killed.
yeah, well,
On your
or
side.
has an actual chance of, like, succeeding. Like, she doesn't want to lose a fight, especially, like, considering she's got a small unit fighting a full army. She's never, like, they do Wolverine-style engagements. Ambush! Run!
Yep.
Do as much damage as you possibly can in the next 30 seconds and then get the fuck out of here.
Well, a week's passed, as stated. Let's go through. Lee, what does a week for Violet look like?
Violet kind of runs a lot of scams and sort of operations and stuff like that. She works with both the Chinese and the Russians to a degree, and doesn't do a lot of stuff herself, but pitches in a little bit to a degree, but is more sort of a socially type person.
Okay, so you
So-
think these are like financial, political related things?
No, more like black markety type things.
Okay.
Like this is not the only group of ne'er-do-wells that she knows and works with on occasion.
Got you. What about above ground life?
Above ground life, she does her best to not stick out too much. She definitely still does her surfing that she enjoys. Tries to kind of fit in, I guess, but she doesn't have an actual official role up there. So
Yeah. You've
whenever
not got
she's there, she's blending and hiding.
any job or anything. That's
Exactly.
something I wanted to point out. So, Nirvana citizens are allowed to work, but the US government will not pay you much. They do distribute food and they maintain clean water supplies, but the food is of very low quality, like out of date MRE kind of things. Sacks of mouldy rice. There is also, however, a booming economy if you've got the money to spend. For instance, McDonald's has opened all over the island. It's got like 12 locations on Nirvana already or something. There's one KFC.
So back
Ugh.
before the war and the whatnot, we used to do like a barbecue type thing. I think she still does that, although not as high end as it used to be.
Okay,
So
yeah.
there's sort of a community gathering type thing also that she pitches in on.
You will find a lot of these things. The people in Nirvana clutch to their socialism. There's lots of underground community and cooperatives amongst the blocks. Private hydroponic farming and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Sigrid, your week.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it's your
I figured.
first week since you've come out of being tortured for 6 months straight.
Yeah, but she's also having some issues with that, so I feel like she's burying herself back in the job.
Straight back into it.
Yeah, so I think, there's a bunch of logistical shit that needs to get taken care of. So, food and supply raids, um, and divvying that up. Like you said, they're back into the socialism down there, so it probably also involves uh, a bit of Robin Hooding, like distributing what they can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
If
I
she
feel
was
like
to,
there's just operations going on across the island that she's just kind of running, stuff that she doesn't need to be there for.
I think just a leadership check would see me through for this, please.
Where is it? It's in the L's.
Yeah, I mean, things were already running fairly smoothly. They've scaled back so much on operations because they stand a lot more chance of people dying without you to heal them up.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But they have expanded the logistics web, and you have got contacts all over the island in the deep blocks where
I
you
don't know if
share food
maybe
and arms.
something like that would help a bit as well.
That helps a lot. You've got 6 months of intelligence to be reading over, for sure. Patrols and things like that, where they've got stations. There are lots of road checkpoints on the surface and in the blocks. It can be really difficult to move around certain areas of the city.
Okay, so there's probably some form of daily blockade updates, like on Google Maps sort of deal.
Yep, you've got I feel like you probably hacked into some kind of satellite or something that takes a picture and you're like, yep, that's where all the ships are. You probably share
Oh,
that
no,
with
no, no.
Elton.
Sorry. The like checkpoints,
Oh, the
like
checkpoints on the
there's
island
probably like, yeah, like a network of intelligence that goes out.
and sees which ones are staffed and which ones aren't.
Yeah, and like where they are.
Mm-hmm. Correct. They do move them a lot.
So, because I mean, there's got to be like a somewhat sizable like just intelligence network. There's just a bunch of like hobos that we feed, and they're just like, yeah, there's a checkpoint up there today.
Yeah. most people want to help the resistance if they were a native to Nirvana. And they're more than willing to do so if it doesn't involve having guns pointed at them.
Yeah, so just telling us what's up. Okay. Yeah, so that's what Sigurd's doing. She's just making sure people are fed and this operation keeps going.
Alright. Piotr, Everoth.
Yeah.
What's up?
Sorry.
No, go on.
Piotr would very likely help Sigrid with the raiding and the checkpoint checking, especially if they need somebody at the coast.
Okay. So you're like trying to be out there checking stuff.
Yeah, just try to give as much information as I can to Sigrid, help moving all the provisions that we're able to raid, uh, provide protection to the raids, stuff like that.
I don't think there'd be many planned raids in particular. It's more covertly sharing. But there is opportunity to travel through tunnels and get to the ocean, spy
Oh,
from water. Give me an observation and a stealth.
demonstration. Don't have any of those. So what's the default?
Stealth first, IQ or DX -6.
Yep.
And observation. Let me just double check.
Perception on a score.
Maybe. Good start.
Perception -5.
Thank you.
That one I did see.
Okay. So you do manage to spot checkpoints, and like they spot you. Give me a swimming check, please.
Sure. I succeed.
Barely. So yeah, they kind of spot you and shout, and you likely swim away very fast underwater, and you'd see boats rapidly approaching the position you were just in.
I'll keep moving and just make sure they don't to stay out of reach.
Cool. You do manage to escape, and you can report back. But essentially, it is kind of difficult out there. There's a lot of remaining hidden to be done. Elton.
So, Eldon will continue his job of being an online accountant.
Uh-huh.
Join an accounting role?
Yes, please. You're doing a great job. No issues there. Your clients are all happy. Is it all legal, above board stuff?
Yeah. I work for an online accounting firm that exists outside the United States.
Okay, yeah. So there's like you feel like there's probably a lot of your colleagues that are working in India based on the names.
Yeah.
But all that's really required
Stuff
is
like that, yeah.
a high-speed internet connection. And even then, it's numbers, spreadsheets. You don't even need a high-speed one. You can manage a fair bit of freedom around the city and nearby, given your speed. A heavy cloak and shadows will do you fine for not getting spotted for the most part.
Do
Also,
you want me
just
to roll a stealth?
tops of buildings. Yeah, I think just a stealth in general. And there are still meta-human friendly places you can visit. I imagine you've got a fairly safe apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
It'd be below ground still, but that's not the worst. And Nick, you've probably got the most exciting life out of any of these losers.
I think that's a fair assumption. So Nick spends his mornings sort of wheeling and dealing in the American entertainment sector. So, he represents stars and sort of negotiates contracts and appearances and things to get them on the American, propaganda channels.
Hmm.
And then by night he is, hopping between nightclubs, schmoozing clients, making illicit deals for narcotics or prostitutes or whatever else his clients might need,
Amazing.
and then trying to win new clients by flaunting cash and talking about how amazing he is.
Nick's life is pretty exciting compared to all yours at the minute. I
Yeah.
mean, exciting, pleasurable, rather than exciting. I might get killed by the Nazis at any moment.
Yeah, but
I,
for the moment at least, the Nazis think that he works for them, and he works pretty hard to keep that.
I think a few of us might run into him during the nightlife period as well.
Yeah,
But there is
nightlife.
some crossover there.
There, there are some amazing clubs. Big meta-human visited clubs as well. There is in fact one that Dino Face likes to visit, and so Nick, a lot of your clients also like to visit that club in particular, because Dino Face, or Doug Dino Face Davison, is a big name in American metahumans. We
Nick
talked
might
about
even
him.
steer some of his clients to those clubs just to you know, be able to get some FaceTime with Dino Face.
So sort of back in the 70s is when he got really big in America. Uh, he has not physically appeared to age much at all. Gained a couple of scars from some big fights against Russians and Chinese people through the 70s and 80s. Uh, and then he has committed several war crimes on Nirvana in the past year and a half. He carries that keytar with him everywhere, and he does play it quite well, but he also uses it as a weapon. It is definitely an Ultratech device of some sort, and he claims to have the power of a dinosaur. And he's pretty powerful. Probably more powerful than a dinosaur would be.
He doesn't appear to have aged, but his shtick may have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, looks
The,
like he came from the 80s at least.
yeah, he did used to play a keyboard on a stand at first. He kind of invented the keytar in this universe, I think, to an extent.
So it was an Ultratech item when he had it back in the 70s.
Yeah. And then everyone copied it in the early 80s. But he does visit one club in particular quite often. Usually with a fair bit of security.
I think Freedom had potentially told us some insights as to how to get the drop on him. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think she had. Uh, Details on what the secret security teams look like. You got a lot of info off Freedom that is like gold. She was just telling you all sorts of shit. Doug, yes, Doug. Dougie Dino Face.
Could we sort of approach it where if we're planning something, sort of we can potentially ask you, hey, did we hear anything about whether guards look over this back area normally?
For sure, absolutely. And you can look to get the drop on him even at this club. I mean, you know where he lives, you know what his maneuvers are like. At this club might be one of the best options for getting him because of the chaos and the escape routes it'll afford you.
A lot of potential for collateral damage, though.
Exactly, that's the main issue.
Well, Violet will invite the team from before over and include Sigrid as well for a chat at some point, but potentially at the end of the week as
Yeah,
we jump back in.
maybe Sunday, July 13th.
It's a nice random day.
It is a nice random day. And likely the roller rink is the safest place for you to all assemble.
Sounds good.
All the assets load, one at a time. Let's just put her in prison.
She
Hey,
knows what
sorry
she
if you
did.
guys hear my fan going on in the background. I had to turn it up. It is way too hot in my room right now.
Oh, you were totally
Understandable.
fine.
Yeah, I think
You're
it might
good on your end. Don't worry.
only be when we hear you talk, and even then, barely.
Yeah, I'm on push to talk to help keep noise down on the background.
Yup, you're good. So, in front of the big TV. Sigrid, you probably weren't happy with the news about your attack on the Garys. It essentially said evil terrorists killed a couple of US soldiers and did no damage to the Garys, which were successful in holding back their evil attack. Which is like,
Yeah.
it's clearly a lie. We've got two of them right there.
I mean, I feel like she's not even surprised.
Fair enough.
It's nice to make the news.
Although they don't mention that it were you, of course.
Yeah, of course.
If one of us had one of those terrible idea scrap walls, we'd put it up there.
So, what did the nerds find out about the Garys?
A little bit so far. Mainly like their armaments, or at least that one's armaments. It had several different types of ammo on it. Gyrox that it could have launched at you. Its nuclear fuel cell, etc.
Do they have any more of those Gyrox?
They do have some Gyrox ammo in there, yeah. I don't think you've got anything you could launch them out of yet.
What platform do they require?
The
actual Gyrox gun?
Yeah, it'd be a TL9 Gyrox gun of the right millimeter size.
Okay.
US Gary. The millimeter is... Fuck knows, because I didn't write it down. I'll have to check based on the damage that it does.
I mean, could they come up with a cheap and dirty one-shot launcher?
Oh, yeah, I think they could do that. Absolutely. The most exciting... yeah, they can do that, but some of them won't have great functionality. Like, you need to hook them up to targeting systems and things like that. One of them is a CFOP round, shaped explosively forged projectile, which is meant to fly just past a target, explode, and fire a molten slug into it from above. And yeah, you've got like 10 of those.
Cool.
Uh,
Stockpile them, I guess.
but you won't be able to, yeah, label them, stockpile them.
Could we get a note that we can note stuff like that down, like a note card?
Yeah, I will give you one of those in just a moment. My fingers are busy. I'm
You're
being
fine.
lazy.
Just a thought, like, so that way, because that's not gonna be the last time we wind up with some random thing.
It really isn't. Audrey's gathered everyone.
We're at Audrey's?
No,
Violet. She
Violet.
invited people to your
Violet's.
place.
Violet invited everyone to your place.
That's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
And she also ordered pizza in your name. You cannot get pizza delivered here. No one will deliver pizza here.
They're drying.
They're
I feel
fucking...
like it's a,
We are fucking sick of having orders for the sewers. Stop calling.
I would deliver
honestly,
pizza here if I worked as a pizza boy.
honestly, there we go.
Nice.
Thanks, Colin. That's what I was seeing.
But someone could have brought pizza, I suppose. Although Nirvana pizza, I'm guessing is like it's gotta be real bad, right?
Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Peter, thanks for bringing the pizza. Um, so I wanted to talk about Dino Face. Like, I'd like to do something with what we've got before it gets too old.
I agree. What if we found about Dino Face?
The big thing is we know who his security entourage is, so we can identify them.
That's good. What about
So
him? How
You
do we take
also
him down?
you also know their rotations, and taking him down would be as simple as getting him without his weapon.
are
What
there
are the
any?
chances that he puts it down when he fucks?
Maybe just before and after, but not during.
That's a fair point. I mean, if it's just a matter of getting it away from him, though, we can do that.
Uh-huh. I mean, that's a lot easier.
So I think the big question. Oh, I mean, when she was talking about it earlier, she was saying either the club or his apartment or condo.
Yeah, club or apartment are your best bets for certains.
So the issue with the apartment being that like it's a defended position, like it's more
Defended,
than just guards.
monitored as well, like 24 hours by the US high command, pretty much. Whereas the bar is relatively clean in terms of surveillance.
Response time will be slower.
Hmm. Way
The
slower.
other benefits of attacking at the club would be exposure for us. I think the people of Nirvana, after seeing the way the news is, they need to start hearing about us actually fighting for them.
Lord Jesus.
Fuck you, I'm trying.
Sorry,
I don't know why. I can't
just
get back.
I just love saying Lord Jesus.
That means we're gonna have to be really careful about collateral damage. She looks over towards the collateral damage part of the room.
Freedom
Get
burns
her
out a
roll.
cell.
That is the yeah. She glances back behind her. I think maybe we should leave her behind.
I think we should leave her behind as well.
She's asleep right now on the sofa. She's looking like Alice Glass, right, as that guy from Crystal Castles purchased her from the punks. Look it up. It's crazy. Either way, she's not in good nick right now. Definitely in no condition to fight. I think Terra requested that she be off fighting robots. I think that's what's happening in these drunk, drugged dreams that she's having right now.
I mean, out of character, I'm fine with her fighting robots. Like, we'll scold her when she gets back because she's not supposed to leave.
I mean, yeah, she likely would have no problem going and fighting at least a couple of robots.
In character.
So
So
what do we know about the guitar? Other than the guitar is fucking lame.
He uses it to channel his energy. He can attack with it. That thing's like a sword and a gun and a magic fucking wand. Tyrese will tell you.
So he like the bard from that lame ass game you play?
Fuck you. Yeah.
what about defenses?
Uh, good from the front, not so much from behind. I mean, his skin's tough, but a hard hit, take him out.
Uh, Getter turns to Violet and says, "I might be able to get to his defense."
You might be able to what?
Get to his defense.
You were really quiet, bud.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna have to speak up. I have a lot of fans, so.
Pistols won't do shit. Rifles, they'll hurt him a bit. You'll want like a big gun to take him down in one shot.
Honestly, I would say if you want to pin his weapon, keep him from using that. That might be better than going after him directly.
Does it have to
She
be
says
plugged
towards
in,
Peter.
or does it have an external power supply?
It's he powers it. I don't know.
Okay.
While it's in his hands, he can use it if it's if he's holding it properly. Maybe not if it's like upside down and backwards.
But that's so radical.
Well, what if I get his attention? Won't you get behind him? I'm really good at drawing eyes, especially these days.
If I am going to deal with his defense, you might want to try to stay a little bit far away.
I mean, once I have his attention, I'm just going to try and keep it. Like, and then y'all can jump him from behind.
Makes sense.
So you need to enter separate. I should go last. Piotr, you should not use the front door.
No,
Mhm.
four.
Maybe sneak in through the kitchen. We'll scout it out in advance.
I can get you guys in a few different ways. I think
Thank you.
just the right employee given the right.
Oh, nice. Luke's playing with lighting.
What kind of security do they have out in the front? Do we have to worry about taking weapons in?
No, you do not get checked for weapons here. There,
No, but a lot of the people here will probably be metas of some sort, right?
a few of them usually. You happen to be in a unique position where you can arrange for there to be more or less.
Maybe we
And
do want
also, a
damage.
lot of the people here are usually highly off the tits while they're here.
Before we get too far into the planning, is this personal for anybody? Does anybody have beef with him specifically?
I've never seen him before.
Dino Face killed my whole family.
Do we have any beef with him?
I don't think any of us do.
I don't, but I know people that do. So like, depending on what we want to do with him, she shrugs.
I think it not wise to do anything fancy. Too many problems. And then she her eyes glance over at Freedom as he's. I think we just fucking kill him.
Well, I wasn't suggesting keeping him. Like, there are people that will take him off our hands.
No, I think we should make a statement to everybody.
She nods.
In fact, if we could even kill him in as grotesque a way as possible, it will probably go a long way towards helping our cause.
Like, the people of Nirvana need to see that we are going to put up the ugly fight, as well as these Americans need to see that we will put up the ugly fight.
Are we going to stick around for the wave of Jerry's that show?
Might not be a might be a bad idea. Two were trouble. More might be too much.
Yeah, I think we kill him and leave.
Might be a good idea to have some people outside just to give covering fire as we leave for whatever reaction force shows up.
Look at the nerds. Volunteers.
GM roll. A few people step forward. Yeah. Fucking hell. More than you need step forward.
I am Spartacus.
Can we?
Talk them down. Yeah.
No. Talk anybody up. But yeah, pick the ones that are gonna survive something like that.
Leadership's probably got that covered, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But you do also see that there's some new faces here as well that have stepped forward, eager to prove themselves to you. Are you giving them a chance, or are you sticking with your old dogs?
Ooh, half and half.
Half and half, radio.
And then
You leave out a couple of your
lean,
old prime choices, but bring in some of the new guys.
yeah, lean over to Violet and look at her and like, hey, can you tell me if anybody knows or if anybody is trying to prove themselves or is actually good enough?
They all want to prove
Uh,
themselves.
yeah, I can't tell about is actually good enough.
Hmm.
I can tell you if they think they're good enough, but that's not the same.
Can I roll soldier to eye him up?
Yeah, give me a soldier. Go on.
I mean, I was going to say that said, like I can tell if they can fight, if that's what you're looking for.
They're all competent. It's
They're all competent?
psychological. The difference has come down to psychological ones, but that's a great role, and you optimize your team pretty well.
Okay, excellent. And then yeah, just like talk to him, like everybody comes back. Don't do anything stupid. Don't be a hero. Not all of you can none of you can heal the way I can.
Don't you
Do
think we
not
don't
need to prove
know that?
yourself. Do not try to prove yourself.
Sir, yes, sir.
Those who walk away from a fight live to fight another day.
Shield wall.
Or as we used to say, in Norway,
Do for the var.
you can only die once. Make it count.
Make it count. They seem pretty revved up. So this is an above ground club, and it is on a it's higher than ground level even. It's fancy. This place is in the sky. This door at the front is actually an elevator, and the one at the back leads to external but concrete stairs, and it's essentially a long,
Like 50 stories down outside.
yeah, pretty much. It's a long balcony with a chest height solid concrete railing. Should probably add that to this map, to be honest. But we've got time for that. There's time for that. That's going to be more than I need.
How about you, Elton? Are you in?
Push to talk?
He just burped real quick.
Ah.
Fair.
Good time. Every time that happens.
So yeah, maybe like the three of you get in first, and then get to a good position, and then let Sigrid know when she should come in and cause a ruckus.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep it somewhat simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
And then Piotr maybe come in through the back entrance.
All right.
So, what should we be expecting inside the bar? She asks, looking over at the regular.
I'll talk about the layout and what I've seen of security.
Give me retroactive observations. Just one.
But I also mean, just like, is it a dance club? Is it a Yakuza hangout? Like, that kind of stuff.
Dance club and drug den, essentially.
Well, for whatever reason, I decided that my spy character didn't need observation. Is it
Wow.
-5?
Yeah.
Move some points around. That fix that.
Yeah.
Spy
Yeah.
observation is the primary skill of a spy.
Still a bad roll though. But potentially on the nose-ish. Probably once moved around.
Theoretically, you've got 2 points to spend too.
2 points plus the 10 points from. It'll actually be less than 10 from the. No, I don't want to mess with the math on the demon. 2 points is plenty for observation.
I'll let you keep your 19 HT as well.
It makes it equal to your perception, which is convenient.
Yeah.
So yeah, still a failure by 1. It doesn't seem like much though, honestly. There will usually be people milling around in the alleyway who clearly are getting headaches because they're not allowed to drink because they're working as some kind of bodyguard. But inside, there's not really anyone who looks like, proper security who you've not already identified as being on Dino Face himself's security detail.
What kind of armor does the detail wear?
So they're fairly well armored around the torso, with concealed vests and trauma plates, but everything else is pretty fair game. They do carry metahuman detectors and static cuffs as well. They will almost definitely have the detectors turned off while working on detail in this bar, because they'd just be all noise otherwise.
Yeah, their earpieces would just be beep, 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 beep.
And they are rumoured to carry, and Freedom has confirmed this, but she's never seen one in action, a weapon that is lethal to most metahumans. It's some kind of single-use device that can be used to kill a metahuman if you can get close enough and get it on them. Some kind of very powerful explosive is how Freedom's had it described to her. That's very concentrated and doesn't cause that much collateral damage. That much relative depends on the metahuman. And again, Freedom's only ever heard this, not seen it in action.
Let's not let them blow that up.
I agree.
But if we happen to acquire one, again, I know people that would love one.
There we go, that's what I wanted. Sorry, I'm also stealing things from other maps while I'm doing this. So I got a bit distracted. Is
So we're
Elton
thinking-
back?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome.
There you go, Audrey. I mean, Violet. Jeepers.
So, Elton, are you joining us as well?
On the raid that we've been planning to kill
Mhm.
a metahuman. Elton?
Did he lost connection?
Maybe.
Must have.
Very strange. Well, it seems like you're pretty into this. I mean, tonight's even an option, but you'd probably want to give yourself more time to prep it. What's your name? Demon dude, Nick.
What about my name?
You'd probably want to give yourself a couple of weeks to arrange a good night where like not many of your clients are going to be in the club maybe.
Yeah,
But-
I'll schedule an optimum night so people will have a chance to plan ahead a little. Give me a chance to let some people in the back door when I get up to go to the bathroom or whatever.
You could also potentially arrange for other metahumans to be here. Not
I don't want to bite off more than we can chew.
have you got or has anyone got like current affairs metahumans? Or I'll take a similar enough, or another current affairs at a -4, depending
Yep.
on where it is. Stay hours. I can't spell. Choosing stairs. Concrete. Them stairs are too big. And I'm gonna put them over here. Yep, we're all being very quiet.
You asked for those current affair roles.
Oh,
I think we're waiting for the response.
my bad. Sorry. Right. Yeah, you're not confident that you can get ones that aren't gonna be too deadly to not be able to also take out, or to not cause too big a problem.
That's fine. I'll just promote it as like a Dino Face sponsored thing. Make it his night.
Get
All
all the
about
jerks.
him.
That does risk attracting sort of, people that you don't know about potentially. Your best.
Like civilians that would side with him, you mean, or?
Oh, no, I mean metahumans that you don't know how powerful they are specifically. It leaves it up to chance more than anything. Whoops, that's a tree. Alright. Bit of wheel spinning.
So I want to say a thing.
Say it.
People that walk in there with their face exposed and then get into a fight and murder this guy might have issues if they didn't already.
This is true.
I'm not going to be
I'll
going
be
there
okay.
looking like myself.
And I'm letting Sigrid and Peter in the back door, right?
No, Sigurd's gonna go in the front door.
But then everybody will know what you look like. That's a joke.
Yes.
Picked that up.
Then I think Elton is probably the only question mark.
Honestly, with his wings, he's probably a backdoor guy.
Hmm.
He can legit fly right up to here.
That's what it looks like.
We can see your ring, but I can't hear a word out of you, Lord Fluffy Bottoms.
Your Discord must be doing that thing.
Hello?
Hey!
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, I've been trying to talk to you guys.
Shit.
Okay. That was weird. I don't know what happened there.
What you been trying to say?
I was asking what type of current affairs you need. Would supers work?
That is exactly the type I need.
Okay, cool. Let me roll that real quick. Sorry.
No bother. Sorry we didn't hear you. Stupid Discords.
Success by 8.
Great roll. So, with the collaboration, Nick, you could actually arrange for quite a few weak-ass supers to be there. Who are, not favourable, US aligned. Not anyone that's like, that they've got doing active fighting dangerous people, but people that they've got in Nirvana for propaganda reasons. And you could arrange for them to be there, potentially.
Sure, let's do that. Do you want a fast talk for me to convince them, or?
It'd be on Nick to convince them mainly.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't know who the right people were exactly.
Well, I can introduce him to some guys.
I don't think you've met them either. It's just that you know who they are.
Hmm.
Or at least you know the power levels of the people that Nick knows.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Alright, I'm happy with my edits to the map. You've now got a back door.
Oh, so it's not a stairway anymore?
It's still there. You're on this map, right? Whoops.
Oh, that's the 34 meters down. Okay.
Yeah.
34 meters to the ground.
Piece of crud. Tokens. Roll 20. There we go. Fixed it enough, I think. It were better with that wall there. This is good. Whatever. How about a quick break?
Sounds fair.
Now that we've done the planning,
Yeah, I think you've probably planned as much as you're gonna do. So
We might do side stuff during the break, but start next thing with us showing up.
sounds fairly good to me. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And the gang is decided to assassinate a dude. A US metahuman by the name of Dino Face, Doug Dino Face Davison. He likes to visit a club where he's kind of weak. His security detail is not on point, should be fairly easy to take out. And he himself shouldn't really be a match for more than 2 or 3 of you at once. Especially if you can get his keytar off of him. He'll be no match for any of you, most likely. As well as not being particularly well armoured from behind.
Before we get going, Violet will offer to get a hold of that demon thing if we want to involve it as well.
wouldn't hurt. He seems to be helping us.
Mm-hmm. All right. Shall we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Hey,
Oh,
nerds.
right. Yeah, he's going to be
Are
in
you
that
ready
fancy
to
room,
roll
isn't he?
out?
Have you
Yeah, that
considered
does seem
just
to be
trying
the
an
nicest
Arnold
room.
impression? Maybe that'll get you somewhere.
Get to the
Austria.
chopper!
Get to the chopper!
That was actually pretty good.
Get out! Get out!
It's not a tumor! Not quite. Not
Sounded
quite.
more like Everoth.
Get your ass to Mars!
Why am I trying to put people with that nerd? Alright, obviously they're not dressed in soldier gear, but I'm just going to use their tokens as security detail. Is he a tiny boy?
Hey, Sally, you know how I told you I'd kill you last?
I
I lied.
I lied.
It was the most Schwarzenegger movie of all of the Schwarzenegger movies.
It was great. I don't even know which one it is, but I know the quote and the scene because it's
Commando.
that iconic.
Yeah, Commando.
Nice.
And yeah, so half of the people in here are metahumans, but you managed to. Oh, I should get a schmooze roll from Nick to arrange that.
Oh, nope, wrong character sheet. Schmooze.
Yeah, some kind of schmoozing skill.
Fast talk.
Fast talk
Acting
could do
or
it.
carousing. Fast talk sounds the best, right?
Yeah,
Unless you want dancing.
nah, not particularly. Oh that's a great roll. All the metahumans in here have not got combat ability. The more support type guys, but even then, highly specialized, not in any facility to be a help to anyone.
It's Psychic Night.
Pretty much. Like, they all feel a bit weird, but they're hoping to get drunk enough to forget about it.
I mean, it's nice to go and like complain about the person that you run around with without them around to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, it seems like Violet and Sigrid were going to walk in the front door. Dino likes to sit in a side room where there's a pool table, and he generally just sits at the back with semi-nude people strewn over him.
I feel like he's probably gonna come out if Sigurd walks in and is like, Dino face! And then blasts the security guys here. Like, she could probably get him to, like, move past you guys, and he'll just ignore you until you do something. Right?
Pointed at blueprints right now of the floor.
Yeah.
As Nick points out, he'll be in here unless we get him on his way in or to the bathroom.
So there is that side door that if you cause too much of a problem, he might just leave through.
I not think.
Oh,
He's-
yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Maybe instead of going into the bathroom, that's where Nick will go.
To the side door.
Yeah, out into the balcony here.
oh, that's a big table. I should put some
Oh,
fools
yeah.
around that.
I'm not entirely certain that he's going, like, I think Sigurd's banking on the fact that, like, this guy wants the bounty on Sigurd.
There's not a bounty as such, but yeah, it would be quite the bounty full reward that he would get if he got Sigrid.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to actually be a bounty also.
Yeah, no, there probably almost definitely is.
it's probably not called a bounty. It's like
I don't know
a finder's fee to anybody who brings Sigrid in.
what did U.S. government offer for Bin Laden?
Bounty, like
Yeah, how much?
like we have a bounty system in the States.
Yeah, that's true.
Just send in dog. Oh my god. Dog the
$25 million.
25 million.
$25 million.
That sounds about right for what
Yep.
Sigrid's would be in 2003. Yeah. Sigrid, there's a bounty of $25 million on your head.
Yeah, so this guy's not going out the side door.
Probably not.
Valid concern. Valid concern. But
Mhm.
I've got a pretty good feeling that he is not going to leave.
I mean, your plan of being identified is good. Just stick with that. Don't do random violence. Do identified
No.
violence.
No, like blasting the security guards. Like we're not gonna just start randomly shooting. Like we take out the right targets.
Cool.
Okay, so I think Nick, once he confirms that Dino Face is there and that everything is ready, he'll go out to send the text to the all clear, the operation go, and then he'll pull out the sword that he has in a tube around his shoulder and
hmm
slowly and painfully turn into the 12-foot tall.
How long does it take? Have you got takes less time on it?
I decided not to, so it takes total of 10 seconds.
hmm
So probably like the level above or below.
But what's the side door that Piotr's coming in?
This would be the same one. So Piotr presumably will approach via sewers as close as he can and maintenance access, and then attempt to come up these stairs without being spotted, or just very quickly. Or
I guess.
no, wait, we determined that you're too heavy, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
For the flying boy. Need some kind of bear catapult.
Which one's the back door?
Top of the map.
It's the one by Demon?
Yeah. And there will usually be people milling around out here. Kind of people that have noticed someone turning into a demon.
But like this is right outside the bar. Like not every level is going to have people milling.
Correct. Level above, level below. Empty.
Nick goes up the stairs, turns into a demon, and then comes back down the stairs. People are like,
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, they smell him coming before they see him.
Oh, you got bad smell.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is it, like rotten eggs, sulfur, brimstone?
Yep.
Awesome.
And a little bit of goat.
Oh, very nice. So it could just be a really fancy cheese.
texture.
Way to uphold the British stereotype, Luke.
What, that I like fancy cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. My brother gets me a big set of fancy rich people cheese every Christmas. A couple of years ago, we had one that was called ISIS, and let me tell you, maybe more powerful than the other ISIS. It was strong. So yeah, maybe give me a stealth at a +1, please, Bear.
That would be dexterity -3.
Dex
Gonna have to get
-4,
-5.
maybe.
With a +1.
Or you could just be wearing a big heavy cloak, I suppose. I'll still need a stealth for climbing out sewers.
Oh, succeeds.
Oh
Stealthier than the
shit!
average bear.
Wow, yeah, you manage it for sure. You only got a -3 in there, but
Well,
an
it was
extra success
-4,
by
and
2.
then you said +1.
I think it might have been -5 with, but then +1.
Oh.
But either way, you've made it. So yeah, you climb up out the sewers, as they say on comms when it's time to start approaching. You've got a big heavy cloak over you. There are a few people on the street. Suki, you have a weird look as you're climbing up the stairs slowly towards the, like, what, this will be 4th or 5th floor? At 30 odd meters. Maybe 6th? Probably 6th. But you get up here without being spotted. You see Nick on the floor below, or above, or whatever. Probably not above.
Yeah, I think probably below.
It's confirmed he's in position. Violet has already entered the club.
She has. She also would have put up the mental network if people are interested.
Ooh, even better than comms.
Yes.
Buy you a drink, lady? Hey. Hey, buy you a drink?
Sure, she'll say to the cutest of the group.
What you having?
Let's call.
She goes with one of the fancy, like, fruity drinks. Something unspecial.
Meanwhile. So you walk up, Devil Boy, right?
Yes, walk in.
What stinks, bro? Did you shit your pants? Like, holy fuck, what are you? Jesus Christ. Let's get turn order going.
Can Sigrid have also walked in and announced herself and then shot that guy? 'Cause I
Before
think-
this turn? Yeah, probably.
Like,
Okay,
I was just waiting to act until we were all set up.
you may
so-
now roll.
Okay.
She doesn't
yeah.
say it out loud, but there's definitely an impression of, if you ruin my drink,
Alright, so this is torso.
Dino face. I've not written enough notes in
Oh.
his sheet.
There's one thing that we did forget too.
Fen. Is he coming in the back door?
No, I think he's coming in with Sigrid and he immediately goes and gets this other guy.
Sounds fair. Why have I done that? I've put the round calculation as -1. Oh well, we're gonna go backwards in time for this fight. We missing anyone?
And Fen has been given instructions to stay the hell away from Sigrid in this one.
Roger that. So, I would like to attempt to use proper facing and tactical combat rules using the hexes on this one.
Wait, where
Cool.
the hell did I was in there a second ago.
I deleted everyone because it shows the GM double sometimes. Sorry about that.
Okay.
awesome.
So what
Fast
you
boy.
gotta do in order to get rid of that is clear it before you close out the turn order, and
Yep.
then it'll be clear the next time.
Yep. Smart. Next time I close turn order, try and remember to delete everything.
So Sigrid hits by 3. I strongly doubt that there's a he was expecting that.
These guys have got combat reflexes, personal guard for metahumans.
Fair enough. Okay.
So hears door or elevator open, turns and looks. Someone's firing a gun at him. You hit. Holy shit. You go right through his trauma plate like butter. Just torso, did you say? Roll that d6. Oh, ow. That's gonna be 3 times for sure. Check anyway, just to be safe. 35 divided by 2.
18 and a half.
18.
No, 17 and a
That
half.
might be 10 times his health negative.
Yeah, you've put a hole in this guy. Yeah, wowza. Dead. And meanwhile, Fen will attempt a bite grapple. Oh! In this instance, he goes to the crit hit table because it's a melee attack, and he rolls a 7. Critical hit table 7. Major wound regardless of injury, as long as it penetrates DR on a leg. It's gonna do that. I should have Fen's sheet open. Holy shit. Tears this guy's leg off, practically. Demon.
And I may as well do the attack at, what, 9 or better? We're going to do a thrust for the chest. I think it's minus 12. Yep. And I miss.
Royio. Fen. Oh, I forgot to roll his thrust for control. It barely feels worth it. This guy is wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. As Fen just continues to grapple and shake him about. He'll force a posture change, in fact. Versus severe penalties on that due to he'll be at -4 from that level of control. Yep, this guy goes down 1 level to his knees. Oh, he already fell over because Fen crippled his leg. Perfect! So instead, Fen changes his grip to the groin and just bites there again. Barely need to look at this fight. Fen's just chewing on that guy's crotch area. Sigrid?
Sigrid is going to walk, half her max speed, and just she'll be screaming, "Dino face, you fucking piece of shit! Get out of here! Get out here!"
CD.
Alright, going to do some flappy flap. Let's see here. This door's open, right?
The back one. Yep. Propped open
Cool.
with a brick.
Actually, I can just take a step while walking because I've got 12 speed, or 12 move, so that's a two space step. Let me double check my ranges. With that guy, I'd be able to see that guy, right?
Yeah, but it's a difficult shot. You'll be at like -4 to hit, I'm pretty sure, or -2. You can kind of only really target the legs as well.
How about that guy? Anywhere? That'd be the same thing.
Yeah, no, he's even harder to hit.
Alright, I'll just walk this turn.
Alright. Violet?
Violet is realizing that her drink's not going to come in time, so she's looking for Does anybody have like a shot that's lined up or whatever ready to go? If so, she's gonna do a shot.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Sorry, I needed that. She says to the person apologetically.
It's a shot of creme de menthe.
Oh, sorry. What's wrong with you?
It's like, it's my favorite drink. Piotr,
I love creme de menthe, but
you don't go around
This is
drinking
shot.
shots of it.
no.
You're supposed
I
to
cannot
sip
go
it.
through the demon, right?
No, you can get past him, just barely.
Okay.
Oh god, you two fatties squeezed up in the corridor.
I love it.
Yeah, that might have been a tactical
Uh,
mistake.
Oh, that direction. The other direction you can manage, not on that side. Or at
So,
least not
okay.
your full move going on that side of the demon.
No, okay. So where would I be able to go then?
Where did you start?
Behind him,
Where-
right in front of. Yeah.
That
I was
direction's
waiting-
fine.
Holy. Uh, if not, then how much would I be able to move?
So you could be either there or there. It'd take 2 steps to go past the demon in either of these spaces.
And remember, Ever, we're trying to get him focused on Sigurd so you can jump him in the back. So I wouldn't go through that door quite yet.
Okay, so I guess it would be here. You said.
Yep, there or there.
Okay. I think I'm good. It's my full movement, so that's all I can do.
Rightio. So he is going to scream into his radio, "We're being attacked!" Steps back and he pulls something out of his coat. He's got a shoulder holster, you see, and it looks a bit like a syringe gun. You just thrust at this one, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna move backwards, which is half your move, to there, and also draw the weird little Men in Black mosquito device. This one in here is getting his crotch chewed on. I think I GM rolled that. He doesn't pass out, which is unfortunate for him. He
For him.
will attempt to ready something. I don't think he really needs to roll to do that. So he readies it. And people in here start freaking out, like, "Oh, my drink! What the fuck is going on?" No one's in the bathroom. Why is no one in the bathroom?
Because somebody's ducked in there to change or something. Like 3 people come out of the stalls.
Weed or white powder around the nostrils.
Even better.
The men's room has only urinals, it looks like to me, on this map. Like, if you're a dude, no shitting is the rule at this club. Alright, we've gone back in time 1 second. Back to the demon.
I'm gonna keep going after the one. And let's try a grapple to pull him back in. Which, of course, I didn't. So I'm gonna... What's up?
I just noticed Dino Face doesn't have a turn on the order.
Oh shit, he didn't do anything.
Ah!
Dumbness. That's
I
weird.
thought you specifically said you were rolling for him, too.
Yeah. There he is.
What's the negative to grapple the head?
Half of its normal penalty, so -3. Have you got reach 2?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, I'm size 2, so I should have reach 2.
It doesn't
Right.
translate equally.
Oh.
So you've probably only got reach 1. But that's still a lot better than C.
Only just.
Only just reach 2.
Oh, no, only just got it on the roll.
Ah, you'll need to be a step closer.
Well, then I didn't get it, because that's a move and attack.
Ah. You may change your action.
Nah.
Alrighty. Fern. B. Crotch chewing. That's a terrible roll. Sigrid. Still shouting a sentence. Still moving.
Yeah, she's still just shouting and walking briskly forward. Actually,
ooh.
while she's walking forward, we might as well start working on that.
Cool. Violet.
Oh shit, is that Sigrid? She'll say, and hopefully as they're distracted, she'll reach for one of the bottles of vodka.
Piotr. Say, oh shit, is that Sigrid? Wait until bartender looks.
And not even really
Sorry,
waiting
did my
that
turn come
much, to
up,
be honest.
or did I?
Oh,
Hello?
CD. I must have. Oh, I skipped
Yeah,
CD. Sorry.
you did skip him. That's
Yep.
why I was waiting.
Sorry.
Oh, there you guys are. Hi. What?
Hi.
Did I miss my turn?
Yeah, I skipped you. Sorry.
Yes, but sorry.
Oh, okay.
But
I just thought I maybe
take
blacked
your
out
turn,
for a
though.
second. That guy I can see now, right?
Yep, clear shot on him. Pending a crit fail.
Oof. Man, not having any accuracy bonus this turn sucks. Can't wait till I get 2 more points. Let's go for vitals
Alright.
for an additional -3. We're just going to do 3 cutting attacks. All potential hits. Nice.
Hits. So -1 successively. Ooh, he dodges that first one. And crit fails the last. It's 2 hits. $22 and
Oh,
27.
vitals don't do anything on cutting. My bad.
They don't. And you are also aware that these guys are pretty well armored to the vitals. I'm not even sure you can actually target vitals with cutting, can you? Wouldn't it just default to torso anyway?
I don't think you can actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would just default to torso.
So, yeah, because trauma plates are too small to block it all as well, probably. So, 12 gets blocked, and then 10 and 15 get through. Owie, cutting becomes
Yeah,
15
1.5.
and 22. Owie. Major owie. Double check these guys as HT. Oh, nice. He passes his major wound check on the nose. Consciousness. Death. He's fine. He's ready to fight. Dino face. Fine is a relative term. Dino face. He hears Sigrid. He hears screaming. He hears gunshots. He readies his guitar. US soldiers. So this one is going to try and remain conscious. I accidentally GM rolled again, and he failed. You scumbag. So he kind of tries to lunge at your Piotr, but just falls flat on his face. This one facing the demon, he is going to attempt to poke you with his thing. He tries to stick it like right in your guts area there. Demon. Oh, nice dodge. Other US
He gives a
soldiers
contemptuous laugh.
dead. This guy right here will scream at the demon that's walked in the door, point his hand forward, and proceed to launch a bunch of fireworks in your general direction. Jubilee style. Pew, 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 pew. It gets kind of bright right there. A few others do look towards Sigrid. Like, what is happening for the most part? Huh? What? Demon.
Okay, now we're gonna grapple for the hand that is holding that thing, because I want that thing. I don't want it, but I want us to have it. So, and I'm rolling thrust for control points. Yeah.
If you hit, which you do, I'm pretty sure. Dodge is a 9. Yep, you hit. So he tries to step back, but you grab his wrist.
So I have
And
7 control points.
so that's 3 active control. Fen is just going to finish this guy off with a final groin bite, I'm pretty sure. The guy can try and dodge, but he's at such penalties that he's got no chance, and he's probably already dead. Sigrid.
I know you're here, you fucking coward. And then close the breech on the shotgun.
Elton.
Okay. 1 second, I just need to double check whether or not crushing does extra. How bad is the neck? What's the next penalty? -5?
Yeah. Cutting ×2 to neck. He is down on the ground though now. And that
Is
other
that
one
guy?
not visible to you at the minute.
Oof. This is a rough fight for me.
So far at least.
Maybe having the sniper inside a building when he can't shoot anything within 5 meters of him isn't the best idea.
I think
Honestly,
a lot.
these close. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was just gonna say these close quarters aren't ideal for me either, but
I do think a lot of fights are going to be indoors, though.
Yeah, I can't really shoot that guy right now very accurately, so I'll just go ahead and hold the rest of my turn. I guess that'll be my turn. Just moving the 3.
Alright. Violet?
Sorry, I'll
Finish,
flap 1 meter up in the air.
That's
if I
fine.
can.
Yeah, that's fine.
finish recovering the bottle of vodka and say to the bartender, "It's okay. I'm a drunken master."
Huh? Piotr.
Not terribly convincingly either.
It's
Piotr.
okay.
I mean, she's soberish. It's just like it's not a very convincing lie.
Ever?
Take the step. And what is the aiming for neck? Is it exposed?
Neck's exposed, it's -5.
Oh, sorry. Okay, going for the neck. Does it work?
That'd hit. You. Oh, I see. Exposed. Yeah. Um. He needs to roll HT. What is the penalty to his HT roll? Is it -5? What level's your affliction?
Affliction is level 5.
Yep, -5. So he actually succeeds on the nose, but he's already like knocked down and stunned and bleeding out. Dino Face is gonna stand up and
Damn.
play a couple of things. It's very loud, louder than the club music. Those two poor people next to him have almost definitely gone deaf. You grabbed this guy's hand. He's screaming into his radio, like, need backup at this location right now. And he's just gonna try and jab you with it again anyway. Even with a -3 active control, he potentially gets you with it.
Is there a defense option that doesn't involve me letting go of him?
I'm pretty sure you can dodge without letting go.
Yep. What the fuck? Oh, right. Wrong character sheet. Why did you shrink? Who knows? Okay. Do you want me to roll my control points on him as a negative?
For your dodge, no?
Yeah. Okay.
No. It'd be his control points against you as a negative. But currently he doesn't have any,
And apparently I'm untouchable tonight.
apparently.
You're just untouchable. Jesus Christ, you've got a massive dodge.
Phil
I may not have
vibes.
needed quite as much DR as I have.
So a few people stand up. A few people maneuver around to see what's happening. Yep. Back to Demon.
What can I do to pull this guy into the hallway?
So you can change his position. I'm pretty sure. And it's likely a contest. It's almost definitely a contest.
Of my judo and his...
Either
Or my strength and his?
It'd be your judo and either his HT or strength.
Oh! Technically 3 crits in a row, but one of them was a failure.
Yeah, no, I do not think you achieve it, unfortunately.
No. For a critical failure, I'm pretty sure I lose my grip.
Possibly. Need to reread technical grappling another 4 times.
Right?
Then, after putting that guy down, is just going to run out and watch Sigrid. Sigrid.
I keep stepping forward and just scream, "Run!"
Cool. Elton.
Cool. Is that guy still on the ground? I can't see the little token thing anymore.
Yeah, he's down. And Piotr's got his hand on his
Okay.
neck.
Would I be able to walk? Would I be able to flap past them?
That demon is right in that door.
No, I mean down.
Oh, yeah, straight down, easy.
Cool. I'm just gonna flap 24 meters down.
Cool. Violet.
Violet's going to get up and yell, kind of panicked, "Holy shit, it's Sigrid!" and start moving towards the exit. And I'm going to make an intimidation check to see if she can encourage others to follow.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Success by 4. Groupthink fail by 1. Piotr.
Can I go through without much problem over here?
Yeah, it'll cost you 2 to go through that hex. He is allowed to try and evade you to stop you from moving past him, but he's at penalties. That's also a contest.
Okay, also, we're not supposed to go yet to Dino Guy, right? We still have to hold on.
Well, we were trying to lure him out, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2, that makes it 4. I'll go here. Not sure if I still can change the temperature, or do I need to make a roll?
I think you have to concentrate, right, to make the temperature change.
Yes. Is
Uh,
that
What's your base move? Have you got just 1 step or 2?
no, that were a bunch. That was from here, so that would be 1,
Uh,
2, 3, 4.
yeah, you can only take a step and change the temperature if it requires concentrate, which I'm pretty sure it does.
That's good. I'll take 1 step and change the temperature. Not sure how much it is right now.
It'd be around about, there's AC in here probably, 20 degrees.
Okay. Now around Piotr should be 0.
Cool. I don't know what the Fahrenheits are for weirdos.
32.
So, 32, really?
Yeah.
That's freezing.
Oh, right. I thought you meant the original temperature.
The original is probably like low 70s.
So, Dino's going to step forward. Say, idiots! And then go into a run. Bounding forward. Soldier that is grappled and... Wait! Oh no, never mind. You were trying to move him around. Another one. Another one! That is a miss. So, a few people scream. They're like, "Oh, where do I fucking go?" He just turns around on the spot. This person spins and like runs into a booth. This person's like, "Holy fucking demon!" Just backs up, knocking bar stool over. This one steps forward and puts the fists up at you, Sigrid. This one, like, gulps. It's like, oh, what are you doing? Demon.
Demon?
Demon.
Cause I'm muted, so I'm just dropping his arm. I'm gonna try and get him with a sword instead, because obviously, what I'm trying to do isn't worth the trouble. What's the minus for the neck? Did we decide?
5. With sword.
Ooh,
You shouldn't have dropped the arm.
I didn't think about that.
That one hits. 17 cut into the neck becomes 33 cut into the neck. Round down, 32 cut in. Total, that'll take him below a multiple. Let's do major wound first, which fails, knockdown and stun. Let's do death, which should have done first. Let's do consciousness. He's unconscious. Bleeding profusely from the neck. Fern just trots up a bit and growls. I'm pretty sure he's got intimidation. He's not.
That
Sigrid.
was an oversight. We'll spend an FP to step up there and just punch that guy. Like, so she's holding the shotgun in her left hand now and lets go in her right and just boom right
Quick,
in
yeah, quick jab. You going for the face or just for the guts?
the torso. Yeah, I don't want to kill the guy.
He attempts a dodge and retreat and just barely makes it. Like, oh, he is at a -2 because it's from the side though. So no, he does not make it. You hit him. That's a major wound on this guy. He don't go down, but he is definitely winded. Holds his guts. Elton.
Cool. Gonna spend another turn moving. Gonna stop there.
Violet.
She's gonna move a little bit towards the stage, but was the one that did the sparkles from the fingers the one that went to the back room, or the one that's still vaguely near the bar?
The one that's still
That one?
vaguely near the bar, yeah.
Awesome. She'll go to about here and say, "Hey, Sparkles!" And as she does so, she's assuming that they'll glance this way eventually,
Mm-hmm.
at least briefly. And she's shifting her grip on that bottle from less of a drinking motion and more of a throwing motion.
Radio.
She's probably played this game before.
Koi. Let's wait until his turn when he turns around. Remind me if it looks like I'm forgetting.
Mhm.
Piotr.
Okay. My movement is 7, so I should be able to squeeze through here and move for 7. Kind of like facing him.
Going right up to Dino Man, eh?
Yes, and it's minus 20 degrees Celsius, 46 Fahrenheit, I think.
You can only take a step and lower the
No,
temperature
no, no.
more.
It still remains the same, right? Because the area is around me.
Yeah, but it's still at 0.
I'm not making it low. Yeah, it's going for 0.
So
That's my turn.
Koi. You're not moving, attacking, or anything?
Well, I can't because I moved my full movement of 7.
You can
Well,
still...
yeah, but you can roll against a 9.
Well, skill -4. Cannot exceed 9.
Sure, I'll go for that. Cannot exceed 9. I fail.
Nah. Okay. Dino Face smiles. And he plays a chord and then brings it around. He essentially holds up the keytar, slams a sad chord, it's a minor, D minor, and then changes his grip faster than you can see almost, and swings this thing round at you,
Okay.
potentially hitting. Ah, yeah, you manage it. And
I can move left and right, right?
but you can't fit into that one. But you can go to that one or this one, not that one.
This is fine. I'll sort of block the exit from him.
And he's also going to make 2 ranged attacks at you. After he brings it up to swing at you, he like slashes an X,
Would I be
and
able to activate an advantage as a response? Or they cannot be as a reaction?
you can do power dodges depending on what the ability is.
I want to trigger my armor. It's switchable?
I would have assumed that you'd have already turned it on before the fight.
Oh, okay, then that's fine.
Radio. So that's 2 potential hits.
Okay. Am I able to dodge again after I dodged the first time?
Yep, you just can't add a retreat to these because they're ranged.
Got it. So that would be for the first and for the second. 2 fails.
Okay. And these are both cutting.
Where to?
Both to the torso.
Okay.
24 damage and 15 damage. Don't think that gets through your armor.
No, that is 30 from ice and 35 from armor.
He frowns as it swings against your armor. Don't need to worry about these guys anymore. Normal people, however, okay, this guy's changed his mind and he backs up as far as he can until he falls onto that sofa. This guy backs up onto the counter and rolls backwards off it. This person sees Fen and screams and backs up. And this person were thinking about running for Sigrid, but Fen's just looking dead in his eyes and he's like, maybe not. Meanwhile, what? Violet, I believe you were ready to toss a vodka bottle at this guy's face.
No, the plan was she was gonna. He misunderstood, and she'll clarify on her turn.
Very well. Okay. Demon. That's a scary move.
Especially because of the mass behind it.
Yeah. Terrifying. In fact, that is a bit of a complicated move. Give me a dexterity check.
You want acrobatics?
Acrobatics is even better. Yeah. Oh my god, this terrifying giant demon doing acrobatics. Not a great roll, but yeah, you can do that. I'm scared. Then just takes a step to here. Sigrid.
All right, Sigurd's gonna start moving now. She comes up around the bar. Actually, you know what? That's silly.
Yep.
Sigrid, we're gonna do an acrobatics too.
Quite easy to step from bar stool to bar and jump over the bartender. Elton.
More movement. I'll get to shoot someone eventually.
You already
There
took
we
one
go.
guy out.
I did. I did do that.
Violet. What?
Shoot this when I throw it! And then she'll head towards the bar. Or not the bar, the stage area.
Oh! Oh!
But to a degree, she's also stalling.
Mm-hmm. Piotr.
I'm gonna ask him a question, but I think it's gonna take me 2 seconds. What killed? And he's going to concentrate to lower the temperature. -20 around. That's my turn.
Rightio. He's gonna step back. Sorry, I'm just trying to be smart about this. You have got him in a nasty position. That's for sure. Alright, 2 ranged attacks, Devil, 1 ranged attack, Piotr. Even while you're asking him questions. First 2 against the Devil, both potentially hits, and a potential hit against Piotr. Demon dodges expertly, he notes that.
Hitter fails.
Piotr fails, so this one has got Armor Divisor 3 on it. Have you got any hardened on any of your armor?
Nope, no more harm.
No more hardened. And you say you've got a level of 30?
Yes.
So that blocks 10, and then you've got another layer of more than 30.
35, yes.
Blocks all of it. He scowls again. He looks angry. And I need another dodge. No, wait, no, I don't. Demon dodge too. Not Piotr. Rude, normal people. Okay, so this guy sat here. He fast draws a gun. And he opens fire at the demon. And that's 1 potential hit on the demon. And bullets spraying everywhere against the wall. It's like an Uzi that he just pulled out his jacket. You can dodge it at -2, demon.
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, wrong tab. That's why.
Although you might be bulletproof against those bullets.
Coco.
And then it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll these flat, and then we can apply whatever you feel should apply to them after the fact.
Based on
So here's my
difficulty.
feint with the broadsword, and then a disarm with the broadsword.
Oh shit.
Awesome.
So
Baller.
let's versus that feint.
Well, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, he's not actually at a penalty for the disarming one. That's another good roll, but I forget disarming. Is that you've just straight up got the technique?
Yep.
And it's a quick contest of skill.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, sorry. I thought you might know quick. Martial arts techniques, realistic
skills and-
techniques. Scroll through the alphabet.
we go.
Disarming.
Yep, quick contest. For instance, if you have broads, okay, that's fine.
Go to basic 401. It says you smell.
Penalties to hit the target weapon, including -2 for using non-fencing weapon, and modifiers in the quick contest. This is plus. Okay.
So -4, I believe, because it's such a big weapon that he's wielding. You're only at a -2 to hit that.
All right, so then I beat it by 5.
You beat it by 5, and he succeeds by 7 on that roll of 9 without any penalty from the feint.
Okay.
Cool.
Go.
Very cool. You clash weapons. Radical. What's the range? You might need to have taken a step.
I probably would have needed to make that step.
Fen continues to intimidate by existence, Sigrid.
Sigrid will come into the room. And I mean, we might as well. Kabloom, kabloom, bloom. I'm scrolling through tabs, I'm sorry. This is at the torso. A -1. -6, so a total of -7. Oh, holy shit.
Wow. Let's go for a... Do I want to dodge this? No, let's go for a power block. Success.
Sweet.
You should roll damage anyway. $54 divisor 2. Ooh. A little bit does get through. 4 gets through. That will be stopped by his natural armor, though. Whew.
I mean, I figured.
Yeah, he looks a bit scared when he sees the crack in his... So he swings the keytar in front of him, and essentially a circle of light appears right as you take the shot, but it shatters. And he also,
Okay.
takes one in the shoulder. Elton.
Alright. Going to zoop over to here.
Zoop.
Swoop. So, the minimum range thing, that just means the person I'm shooting at has to be outside that minimum range, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Obstruction for that minimum range. Yeah, no, I'm sure you're fine.
Oh, this guy's going to be a difficult shot, isn't he? Because Piotr there.
Yep. -2, and you can only target the right half of his body.
Alright, so if I aimed for torso, it'd be at a -6. If I aimed for vitals, it'd be at -9. Oofa! This is terrible. I'll just aim for torso. Crushing attacks. 3 of them. Can I aim at the right side of his torso without any additional penalty?
Just the -2 that it were at.
All potential hits.
This is a bit scary. What's he gonna do? I don't see why he can't power block all 3 of those as well. Or at least try to. Ew, 2 hits. 23 and 11.
Yeah.
That 23 is a bit scary. It hurts him a little bit, you can see. He like grimaces, gets pushed back some.
No knockback.
Ah, right, no. He just winces. Oh yeah, otherwise he'd get pushed back a shit ton. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't because he's well strong.
I might want to up the power on these eventually once we get a lot of points to play with.
Probably. Armor device is always a great idea as well.
So expensive though.
Yeah. Violet.
She shakes her head to her new friend in a sort of, this is a bad idea. Nope, we're not doing this motion. Takes a step back and puts the bottle back to a more drinking motion. Grip.
Koi. Piotr.
She starts saying over the link also, do back rooms have...
Got you. Over the link, I feel like you can say a lot more in a second.
Do back rooms have cameras?
No, is the answer.
The back room answer.
Correct. Piotr.
I am using this on a straight line. As he finishes the ice, the ice age.
Ice Age! What killed the dinosaurs?
Nice.
Ice Age! Is that a cone attack?
No, that is a jet attack in a range of 100 times 10, because every
What?
extra range is a plus 100 on jets.
I am pretty certain that a jet works by making it into a melee attack with a range of 10. But have you put increased range on it?
Yes, increased range times 5. So that would turn into increased range times 10.
So it depending on the damage, you might go through a lot of people.
That is level 5, so 5d6, right? 13, it has armor divisor 10.
They knew who they were partying with.
Let me see this. Show me this.
Of course.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, Jet's interesting.
So if I made it correctly, I think I succeeded, right? Because that means that their armor divisor goes poof.
He gets to attempt to block. He's made a lot this turn. How many has he done? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 5th. It's at -5. He makes it on the nose. So 3 damage to get through. If it's armor divisor 10, the shield. And then it'd only just get blocked by... Wait, no. Another 1 impaling damage to get through. To the torso, you say?
Yes.
Roll 1d6, please.
2.
Good. And it's impaling damage.
No, well, it's freezing. It's the same thing.
Oh, you damage type when you build an innate attack?
I think I was going for frost.
So, whichever the...
Sorry, I thought the thing would default to the freezing.
It's also got...
I mean, you could just use burning.
Yeah,
And,
because it was not supposed to do
coded
damage.
different. Like,
it was just supposed to freeze. That's why
Yeah,
putting
it's
the
got
wound-
it's got no wounding on it.
oh,
Yeah, this is not to wound. This is to freeze people in place. And I thought if I make it long range, I could hit like a lot of people in the line.
I think you've confused me because of calling it innate attack when it's actually an affliction.
So it's an affliction, not an innate attack then?
Okay, so affliction is different from it. So there's an affliction damage type in innate attack, and then there's affliction the advantage.
At the minute, it's built the same as the regular affliction, right?
Yes, that
Just
is
with
correct.
jet.
Yes.
Can you put that on an affliction? Probably.
Give me 1 second. I just posted. Area I think so. Let me look at it. Let me look at affliction one more time.
Yeah, or it'll say at starter modifiers. Either way, you've got him, so he needs to roll HT at -5, potentially. Although no, he gets a bonus based on his armor. But you've got armor divisor 10. So instead, he blocked it though, and the bonus from his shield would give him a +10 still.
The breath attack doesn't go through the shield?
It's got 100 DR. So you've got armor divisor 10, but
Yeah,
100 DR magic shield still's got 10 DR.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have only hit his skin, then for sure it'd have been a penalty. Because he's only got like 20 DR there. Either up, that were weird and terrifying. For now, he's going to take full... No, yeah,
Does
full
it not
movement
hit
over.
anybody behind him?
No, it's fully blocked by him, absorbed.
Oh.
Because he's got beefy tank DR. Full move maneuver.
Is he able to just move quickly when it's like -20 degrees? I thought he was cold-blooded.
This is likely true. Doing well on his HT checks. It takes a while of being in cold places for you to get really bad effects from it.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, there is no affliction damage type in innate attack. The closest you would get to freezing stuff is fatigue.
No, it's not an innate attack. It's an affliction.
Or a innate attack with a follow-up affliction.
That is not how it's been built. It cost a
I
different
think
amount, I'm pretty sure.
I built it on my freeze, and my freeze was an affliction. So I think I thought
It's
I was making an innate attack, and it was an affliction.
I'm pretty sure it still works the same. Maybe I'll have to look into it.
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be reasonable. And if anyone's got, you know, less than that much DR, then it would make sense for people behind to roll as well. Demon moved forward. This guy's just gonna carry on shooting Demon in the back this time, though. That's 2 hits this time. Does this even get through your armor, Demon?
11.
And 13. No divisor.
Is it sad that I don't remember what my DR is because I've dodged all the attacks? No, it does not get through my armor.
Cool. Yeah. So, doof doof, someone shoots you in the back a couple of times. And also screams, I'm pretty sure. 7 seconds. Demon?
Can I pick up a pool ball and throw it at him in the same action?
You'd need to fast draw the pool ball off the table.
Okay, well then fuck it, I'm just running after the guy. I think just an attack at his leg. Nope, just a regular attack.
Cool.
It's actually 12. I can math.
Well done. Attack from behind, no dodge.
Yeah.
I'm a divisor 5, you say?
Yeah.
To the back.
Should I roll hit location?
Oh yeah, you should, because it's a moving attack. The 7.
I feel like that's a limb. But I don't know what makes me say that.
Right leg.
Ooh, alright.
13 cutting damage. Divisor 5. So 9 got through. It's not enough to cripple his leg, thankfully. 9 becomes 14? Almost enough to cripple his leg. That it?
That's it for the demon. Oh, wait, no. Does multi-attack still work on a moving attack?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that one doesn't do anything.
Ben is gonna take a full move forward. Sigrid.
Alright. Sigurd's gonna move up here, and then can I do an acrobatics to get, like, through him? Like that?
Yeah. Takes 2 move to get past the demon still, though.
Okay. Well, that's her full move then. I guess we might as well.
May as well.
Might as well. This is versus a 9, so. Let's just do it to the neck, and that gets us to a 9. Nope.
Elton. Guys, still
Alright.
quite
Can you
close.
do a moving attack on a ranged?
Yep. It's
I can't remember.
bulk penalty or -2, whichever's worse?
It's a nade tech. They do not have bulk,
-2 then.
so -2. Alright. What's the minimum range I need to keep from this guy? 6 meters. So where would be 6 meters? Alright, right there. Just double check I got the right distance. Yep, minimum range. Any other penalties from Demon being right there?
Nope.
Cool, we're gonna go with 3 cutting attacks this time, see whether or not they do any better. So, -2. Now what just happened? Oh, there we go. That was weird.
Roll 20 doing something to you.
Ooh! No,
Nice.
the tab closed for some. It decided to swap over to Discord randomly.
Oh, weird. Roll for the crit.
Yeah. Alright, 3d6 for that crit.
Yep.
Is that
Ooh,
something good?
That's
Ooh.
something. Major wound regardless of injury inflicted. So that could be pretty good. Roll damage for that one first.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, damn.
damn. Too low.
So,
Two
no
more
damage?
damages. No damage for the crit, but 2 more damages can be rolled. Oh, wait, no, what am I on about? Is Tough Skin's flexible, so some of it did penetrate DR.
oh,
Ah,
cool. Aha!
Rolling HT. He's fine. But then he did take a bunch more damage. Uh-oh. Well, down he goes.
Oh my god!
Is he dead or just unconscious?
You presume just unconscious. Violet.
Cool.
Well, shit. Next. She's going to get up on the stage and start moving towards the door.
Rightio. Let's just mostly ignore people for the next, 4, 5, or 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, Violet, where are you planning on heading? That were one turn.
Towards the balcony. Keep an eye out for incoming stuff.
Rightio. Managed to give me an acrobatics or DX to force your way through people.
Sure. She's not getting ahead of people. She's moving with them.
Got it.
You said we were ignoring them for
Yeah.
a few seconds.
Okay. So.
Like,
Yeah.
as the crowd flees, she flees with them.
Got it. Yeah, there's a good place to be after about 5 seconds, I think.
Mhm.
So, 5 seconds of brief interaction. Piotr, that guy's gone down. Everyone, we don't really need turn order up for this, but,
Does he smell that?
demon. Go ahead.
Oh,
Never.
I was just saying if he smelled that, or was he just unconscious?
You presume just unconscious.
Okay, well the demon doesn't let his body hitting the ground stop him, and immediately starts hacking at his neck with like double-handed, overhanded swings from the broadsword until he hacks his head off.
Awesome. Very awesome. Yeah, it doesn't take long. So 5 seconds later, you're still doing that. Everyone else just watching him do that 5 seconds later.
Nope.
Except Coit, Sigrid.
Sigurd bleeds on this guy and makes him watch.
It's just like, why are you doing this? What the fuck? Sparkle guy is just pointing and screaming. A few people are filming. Crying.
Alright. And then Sigurd will put her hand on the devil and just shake her head and say, "It's time to go."
Give me vision, please, Violet.
Mm.
Cool.
Ooh.
Nah, it's out in plain view. There is a Gary. A lone Gary sprinting towards the location from an alley across the road. Looks
They
like
only
it's
sent one.
moving pretty
she
quick.
Thinks.
One what?
Gary.
Yeah, it's time to go. Get on the comms and just be like, how's our exit look? To the nerds.
Which direction were you planning on going?
Probably out the back door.
Gary inbound. Engaging.
Do not engage.
You need a distraction or you can't get the fuck out of there. Reports that more are coming. You could try the elevator straight down in the building and then head to the sewers.
That
From
works.
trash access. Bust open a toilet if you have to.
Everyone without a cover. With me. You guys don't engage. Be safe.
I don't really have a cover, so I guess I gotta go with him instead of just running away real quick. Huh.
You could fly away real quick. But it might end badly for you. But probably not.
How quickly can I get around?
Depends whether you attract threats or not, and I have to get the stats
Oh.
up for the
Oh.
F14.
It's a CR6.
One more thing before we go. All these people were video recording, right?
A lot of them were, yeah.
Drop an EMP like right in the middle.
Fair enough.
Like she just unslings the grenade launcher, points it out in that direction. Everybody shits themselves, and then.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fly away real fast.
Okay.
As is my MO. 3d6, 6 or below, I attract a threat.
Radar does not manage to pick you up. Can't wait till I get to scramble the jet. Can't get a radar lock. Switching to machine gun.
And I guess Piotr and Sigurd down the elevator.
Yes.
Unless Demon's coming too.
No, Demon will just jump away.
Okay.
Still holding Dino Face's head, I think.
You can outrun the Garys. Give me an area knowledge Nirvana, though. and a stealth.
Me or demon?
Demon. You could just go straight up. Wait 5 minutes.
Oh, right, because it's a template that is applied on top of my character.
That's right, you can still use those skills.
I was really worried for a second. Area knowledge. Nirvana lived there.
Don't forget you might be better at them. Cool. And a stealth.
And stealth.
Oh yeah. You've got like 4 wanted stars. They start flashing. You manage to get clear. Piotr and Sigrid and Fen?
Yep.
Elevator down. There's probably also interior stairs, which you might be able to take quicker.
Sure, we'll take the stairs.
Perfect.
Just for the sake of ease, I want to say you only just narrowly managed to avoid a bunch more Garys coming in on the ground floor. You like hear the door get booted open by them as you're running
And the
into the
elevator
basement
door
level.
closes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you will need to bash through a wall, but it's only thin, and you're both strong enough to do it. It'll take you a couple of seconds, a bash in each, and then you run through into the sewers and get deeper and deeper until you reconnect with your team. You killed Dino Face.
We killed Dino Face.
Dino Face is dead.
Rawr.
I have Dino Face.
You have
Or Dino's
You have
face.
Face's face.
Doug
You
Dino's
have
Dino
the
Face.
face of the Dino Face.
I feel like it's just gonna show up tomorrow morning somewhere where a lot of people are gonna see it before the authorities can do anything about it. So like on top of some decoration in a roundabout downtown, like where commuters will see it, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's you want to think about that one. What the fuck is this? Banana
Which
gets
towers
everywhere.
are historically accurate?
Yeah,
Showers.
but it's like hard to see, right? You want it somewhere where like a lot of people are gonna see it before the authorities can do anything about it.
Yeah. I can
Like
get
that video
over.
of the kids who put the dildo on the wall above the door, and the teacher's like trying to hit it with a broom.
I know the video. Those kids are heroes.
Yeah.
Um. Escape is made. I think it's traditional to attempt to regroup and debrief. Although that doesn't need to be immediate and is probably better not to be immediate.
Or like a couple hours later type thing.
Give me a stealth, Sigrid. I don't need one from Piotr. An area knowledge from either of you, though, please.
Don't get her.
Uh-oh. Sigrid gets lost again. But you don't get found.
Out of any curiosity,
Fenn's with you. He knows the way.
are there any resistance symbols that can help lead the way?
I have survival. Could I attempt that or trucking?
Fenn's got tracking as well. You managed to find the way. If you've got tracking and we Fenn's tracking, that can work together to be 2+1s for Sigrid. So you make it on the nose, and yeah, after getting lost for a while, you do indeed come across some resistance symbols.
Perfect. Yeah. And then start heading the right direction.
Okay. Okay. Elton, are you just heading back to wherever you live once the coast's clear?
Yeah.
Have you done me a stealth yet?
No, I haven't. I asked if you want me to roll stuff and you didn't reply.
Sorry. Yes, please. Area knowledge too. Oh yeah, you're fine. Okay, I think that's everyone I need. Violet can legit just follow crowds,
Hmm.
and I'm sure has got these skills at 18s.
The plan is to just leave the crowd. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm. Okay.
Going all Assassin's Creed. The world is in gray.
I can close turn order, I think. But first, I'll delete everything off it.
I suppose, if possible, watching from the distance to see who shows who shows who shows up to look into it.
This is possible. Give me a stealth to kind of break away from the crowd, because a lot of them do stay nearby to give statements and shit. You've probably got fancy, wow, zoom in binoculars.
Rolled well.
But yeah, no problem to stick around. A full squad of 6 combat Garys show up. They're quite intimidating up close. Not that you're that close. They're slightly different than the ones you saw. 2 of them have got huge shields. 2 of them have got a much larger right arm than left arm.
Nice.
And the other 2 look pretty similar to the ones from before, although maybe with some hastily added armor plating, you can't tell.
Say, upgrades. Later on, she'll warn people that they are improving them.
There are also a shit ton of soldiers show up, surround the place, cordon off the entire building. Investigators appear. A helicopter lands on the roof for like 3 seconds, flies away, comes back a few hours later probably.
I guess we did kill them. They're big people. It merits a pretty big response.
This wouldn't have happened if you'd not critted your stealth. You get
Fair.
You get surprised. You're right there, lass. Been a while. Looks like your handiwork.
Oh my god.
Long time no see.
Been keeping quiet, Anna.
I mean, seems smart. Why you turned up? Why are you showing your face now?
Word was something big was going down. I wanted to have a glance. Word was we fighting back. And I want in.
Rolls her eyes. I'm not sure if they're going to be on board.
I'm not sure I care. I think they need me. Or unless they're happy we chasing small fry like Doug. Do you know what kind of response we're going to get from this? They're going to slaughter people.
I know.
Tell them I want to talk.
Nods.
Yeah. And he'll give you some kind of burner pager.
I'm sure they'll be calling.
And then jump into a pipe and whoop 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 whoop. Get sucked down into the
How
So
does he do that?
just merge back into the shadows. He stole Lucius's soul, and now he's got all Lucius's powers. And his wife.
She'll be more careful as she heads back.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to. She's worried that he's following her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will convert your crit stealth into a crit perception. And you see everything, including not being followed by Mawson. Yep. You see Mawson attempting to go the opposite direction sneakily and falling over a few trash cans. Shit!
Just waits behind the nearest trash can for everybody else to leave.
You didn't see shit. Zip it.
But yeah, reconvening a few hours later.
Reconvening a few hours later. Reconvened. No casualties. That was a supreme op. Well done. Wow. Holy shit.
You
Some nerds
small
are
fry.
saying.
So I have bad news. Morrison's back.
Who?
Oh,
Ooh,
He wants in.
of course he wants in.
So, Jack Mawson...
Say what you will.
Sorry, I was just explaining for CD.
Yeah.
He
Fair
was sort of the head of the police, although not really. Nirvana never used to have police. It had a special emergency response force for things like fires and medical, but they weren't technically meant to detain people unless absolutely necessary.
Well, like a J.
Whereas,
Edgar Hoover.
whereas he ran the secret version of this, which did all sorts of shady shit, including murdering people and taking things over. And overseas stuff. But it all kind of got disbanded a few months before the blockade started.
okay.
And I don't think any of you are sure where he's been. You were under the impression that he'd left Nirvana before the blockade started. Because he could see this shit coming, and he was bored out his mind, is what he used to tell you all the time. Now that he didn't technically have no job. Because yeah,
Well-
he got kind of canned by the Politburo, I think, after the whole Newer thing.
There were incidents.
Yeah. Resign in shame or be fired. They fired him.
Thanks.
Well, say what you will about Jack. He could be useful ally. Just have to keep him on short leash.
He doesn't seem like the kind of person that can be leashed. Or will let you know when he's off the leash.
But do you think he is playing us?
Absolutely. But, I mean, that doesn't mean we shouldn't work with him.
Then
I'm not objecting, I'm just pointing out that he's dangerous.
he is. He is. Could be useful though. Can you make contact again?
She pulls out the phone, puts it on the table.
Then let's set meeting.
Sure thing. Do we want to talk about what happened first, though?
feel like it was a pretty straightforward operation with a solid getaway, and you guys should all be commended.
We had help.
It went great,
Big D.
I'd say.
It did. Do any of them look disappointed that,
They didn't get to be in a fight.
yeah,
A little bit, but you'd probably sense that they're grateful to not have had to fight a Gary.
yeah, so Sigurd will look back at him and like, you know why I told you to retreat, right?
They nod. They're like, yeah, we can't take that thing on.
No, I think you could have taken a Gary. Risk too high.
Great, good.
Good work.
Good pep talk for you guys. I'm crashing pretty hard, to be honest. I'm a lot more tired today than usual.
Fair.
No, you're good.
Final scenes for anyone, really.
Eldon
Before-
would like to get paid.
A little bit. Yeah, you'll likely get paid. You got a job, they pay you. Oh, you mean for this?
I'm a mercenary, remember?
Nick can,
I
can
have
handle that, I think.
I have no desires for this whole freedom thing unless it pays me money.
Kind of does the opposite, honestly.
Revolutions are expensive.
Yeah.
They are.
And more also
How's
because when this one ends, there won't be such a thing as money on Nirvana anymore.
Yeah,
well,
I
at that
don't
point, I'll
believe
just
that.
move on to the next war zone.
Lord of War. There'll still be money. There's no way they're eliminating that in the next 50 years.
How else are you going to get paid?
Exactly.
I mean, money is not a bad thing. It's just
Capital.
the desire to. Yeah.
Capital is a bad thing. Using your money to exploit others is a bad thing. Using your money
Yeah.
to exploit others to increase the amount of your money is a bad thing.
Okay. To amend my last statement, money is not a bad thing. It's the way people, or the opportunities money lends to people. I'm also
You
crashing.
might be getting too political for Twitch at this point.
Yep.
I would say.
We're too tired for this conversation.
We're always too political for Twitch in this game.
No, I think Sigurd's like final scene for the evening would be like super late. Hannah's in bed. Sigurd's like on the computer, like watching the news feeds, just like not sleeping.
Oh, that's perfect. Then you get to see this. So General McDonald's ordered the mobilization of a few thousand more troops. This has been approved by Congress. Clearly the situation on Nirvana's not under control, and they will be stepping up operations immediately against any metahuman presence in the city. And yeah, you see a picture of burning Nirvana blocks on live feed. Suspected metahuman hostile. Gary's
Well, it
plasma
sucks.
thrower in him.
But we just mobilized more of the populace against the invaders.
Oh yeah, for sure. Propaganda-wise, that's bad for him. It depends who you ask.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely a lot of people who've also been cowed by that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, don't hurt me.
But that does sound like a good ending scene.
Yeah, let's call it. We had Everoth.
Did we?
Might be muted. Might have passed out.
No, I was
Definitely
muted.
muted.
Sorry, I was saying I'm Everett and I was playing Piotr this day. Sorry.
You likely could knock out like 10 soldiers in a row with that thing, maybe more. That much increased range on Jet, probably more than I want. We'll have a look at it. I'll check it over for you. Sorry about that. We had CD.
Hi, I'm CD. I played Elton. Cutty cut, crushy crush.
Yep. MVP in terms of damage dealt, I'm pretty sure. Uh, People with flexible armor, crushing. Always go crushing. We had James.
Hey, I am James. I played Sigrid Zabidieka. And yeah, yeah. This war is going great.
Just fine. Just fine. We had Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Violet. Tonight she learned that we can't actually follow a plan, but she stole a bottle of vodka. So, yay.
Yeah, not too bad. Uh, and you did enough prep that not following it exactly were just fine.
Oh, yeah, it's just. We're not good at the luring thing, and we need to accept that.
Yeah. Can't lure. All rush. All rush the boss. When
We
we
don't
had
have enough patience as a group for luring.
Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin. I played Nick and the demon that we haven't actually come up for a name for besides the demon.
Yeah. Stick some Latin sounds together.
Honestly, I don't think we name it. I think eventually somebody is gonna have a fun
Nickname. Someone will call you
nickname.
something stupid, and that's gonna stick. Oh dear.
Uh,
Might have already happened and we just hadn't realised. It's usually Tara that does that. I'm sure she's got a few for you. But yeah, thanks for watching with the Kobold Cafe. We'll be back with this on Friday next week, I am pretty certain. And we might be back in the meantime with something else. I'm not sure. We might be. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Say bye.
Bye.
bye.